share the link on YouTube as well. Redirecting to YouTube. All right. Okay. Good. Oh, good. Right. Let's start. So let me just start with the basics of swing trading, what it is, and why do we swing trade as well, right? So basically, swing trading is we will be executing a position and holding it for a longer time. It can be 2 days, it can be 1 day, it can be 1 week, it doesn't really matter. But we will be executing a trade and holding it throughout a hour range or even a daily range. So what I mean by that is we will be executing on the hour 4 time frame based on the structure of the hour 4 time frame. So as we know, the daily and the hour 4 is a very big time frame, right? It will move a lot from this support towards the next resistance. Example, in this scenario here, it's around 10,000 pips. So that is a very big range. Our job will be to utilize the movement of the markets based on support, resistance, break of highs, break of lows, and so on. So we have to understand or recall lesson 1, chapter 1, support, resistance, the trend lines, and also the channels that we went through in the past classes. So that is what we'll be using, trend lines, mainly focusing on trend lines. And other than that, we'll be going down to the 15-minute time frame for entry points. So it'll be exactly the same as the breakout entry analysis, but then it'll be more in depth because we'll be focusing on the powerful structure more rather than the 30-minute, right? So we'll be using our daily time frame and the hour 4 time frame as our price action, as our structure. Where are we going to look for buys and where are we going to look for sells, right? And we'll go down to the 15-minute time frame to look for confirmation in order for us to continue taking the buys or the sells based on the daily and the hour 4 time frame. So what I mean by that is, if the hour 4 is at a resistance, we will be looking for a sell, and if the hour 4 is at a support, we will be looking for buys. Very simple stuff. We won't be executing anywhere in the middle of the area, right? What we are waiting for is for price to tap an all-time high or an all-time low within this area here. I wouldn't say it's an all-time high, like it's like the swing high and swing low. So as we see here, this is called a trend line. Sumita, you still remember trend lines, price action and everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so based on that, I don't think we need to go more in depth on that, but we just have to do some revision on that, on the what you call marking of your trend lines, marking of your zones, and so on. So let me start with the analysis first. We'll start with the daily time frame. Quickly, I just want to look at the weekly for a while. Yeah, everything is very strong, as we see. I'm not looking at the candles, I'm looking at the structure of the market. So step 1, we look at the structure of the candles. By that I mean, are we printing higher highs and higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs? In this scenario here, clearly we can see on the daily time frame, or before we move into the strategy, the reason why we take swing trades is because sometimes you won't have time for an execution in the morning at 9 o'clock, or maybe throughout the whole day you'll be very busy. 3-4 days you won't be trading, you'll be very packed, right? So what swing trading does is, with swing trading you will get less trades, but you'll be executing on quality setups because you'll be executing at the low and the high of a daily range. And at the same time, we will be analyzing, it's actually up to you, but then I like to go with 7 pairs, right? 7 pairs. So if today we analyze gold and it doesn't work out, we come back tomorrow, we'll go to the next pair. Doesn't work out as well, we'll go to the third pair, right? Monday to Friday, we have 5 pairs. and either one of the day, example, Monday and Tuesday, you don't have any trades at all, you can go to your third pair, which is just jump down to your third pair straight away. So at any given moment, you see an entry, just execute, as long as you keep it to 1 to 2 trades a week based on your setup. And also doing that, you can compare. Example, today, this week, you are looking at GJ, Gold, and Euro USD. So based on the three pairs, which setup has the most reliable or realistic entry point, right? Then you choose that because that is a much more quality trade. You go with that trade. So that is why we have multiple pairs there. Because if you just focus on one pair, example, today you don't get a trade. Tomorrow you come back, you don't have a trade as well. So you need to wait for another 1 week for you to pay your bills, right? You cannot get any profits. So that's part of the reason as well why we have so many pairs as well. So that today you don't get a trade, tomorrow you get a trade, maybe. Who knows? So far all clear, Sumita?
Yeah.
Right. So now let's jump into the strategy. We'll start with the daily time frame as well. Looking at the daily time frame, very clear stuff. Higher highs, higher lows, we are just pushing up. And I see some sort of potential rejection coming in over here, right? Because that is a resistance. And also this area here might be a rejection. First to either break and push down, sorry, reject and push down, or first to break, give us a retracement, and then push up higher. So what I would like to focus on is, I'm just looking at the daily time frame here, based on structure, because this is a daily time frame, I need price to leave the area, right? I need the daily candle to close, and the next hour 4 candle come back to the downside. Sorry, next daily candle, which is tomorrow, come back to this low, and then flip back to the upside. So that is where we will be executing the trade. So that is our trade idea. The reason why I'm looking for buys is because that is a resistance over there. Candle is potentially going to close above the resistance. I just need a pullback on the hour 4 time frame for me to go in for a buy. Faham? That is basic price action. If you want to look for a buy, price needs to come back down, then we look for buys. So we already got our structure within this market, right? I'm looking for buys. I need price to leave the area, come back down, and then we look for the buys, right? So looking at this current structure here, we can already see that the candle is coming down, but that is not good enough for me. I need price to leave the area and then come back down, which means we need to print a proper higher high and the higher low structure on the hour 4 time frame. So what I mean by that is exactly like this. You see how we left the area, we came back down, and then we go in for the buy. So this is not good enough. I need the price to leave, come back down, and then flip bullish, right? So that is my hover 4. So what I'm waiting for in the hover 4 is a structure. For now, we don't have any structure yet because it's the first day of the week. Candle just opened up. We have not moved anywhere yet. So I'm just waiting. So far, understand, Sumita? Right. So when we wait for the price to leave an area and then come back to the downside, we need to think about our entry point. So in an uptrend, you need to always remember we will only be executing at a support level in an uptrend. And in a downtrend, we'll only be executing in a resistance. So in this scenario here, we are waiting for the price to come back to this previous resistance, which becomes your support, right? Resistance becomes support. Let me put that. Okay, resistance becomes support, right? So we will be looking for buys on the 15-minute time frame. So what I need to see is, I need to see price holding the area. I will show you examples later on. For now, we'll just go with the strategy first. I need to see price holding the area, and I need to see candles trying or breaking a resistance. Only then I will start taking entries. So example, if I see the 15 minute doing this, and this is very important, the hour 4 needs to come down to this area first, close with 2 hour 4, a minimum of 2 candles, 2 hour 4 candle, right? Need to create a support at the previous resistance first. So once we see that, we can go down to the 15-minute time frame. and identify if we have a bullish engulfing. Have you gone through bullish engulfing, Sunita? The
No.
candles? Okay. So bullish engulfing is basically we have one small bearish candle, or it can be many bearish candles as well. And all of a sudden you have one strong bullish candle closing, breaking above all this resistance. So that is basically a bullish engulfing. That means the candle just engulfed all the small bearish candles, right? It took out all the sellers. Now we are potentially, it's showing us signs of bullish momentum. At the same time, we understand that the hover fall is creating a support, and the 15-minute is also rejecting this support. So how do we execute is, once you see a bullish engulfing candle, there's two options. You can either execute straight away or wait for the price to come back down again for the second time and give us a double bottom, and then you execute. But more likely, your trade will just work out on the first execution. So as soon as the 15-minute candle closes very strong bullish, I go in for a buy. Stop loss will be at the low of this structure, the 15-minute structure. If it's going to be a bigger stop loss, you just have to adjust your lot size, right? So example, you have a previous resistance on the left hand side here. That is your final take profit. So the move is around 400 pips. It'll take a long time for price to go up. Example.
But
Paham,
what if it like it goes up, suddenly it goes down and breaks the low, like it breaks the pattern?
You mean the support structure, is it?
Yeah, how do we manage our stop loss? Do we do like trailing
Okay,
stop
so
loss?
that we'll go into risk management. So example, if your stop loss is 118 pips, 0.3, right?
Okay.
We will go break even once the price goes up 118 pips. Right? Once the price goes to, example, you risk $1,000 and the price is already giving you $1,000, I will go break even.
Mm.
So now there is a very, very low chance for price to come back to the downside, because this here we are rejecting from our force support. So technically, the 15 should just print higher highs and higher lows and continue back to the upside. So what we
Understand.
do is, every time the 15-minute prints a new support, we just trail our stop loss higher and higher and higher. Not candles, but structure. What I mean by structure is, like example, it will
A
be something
support.
like this here. Yeah, a proper support. This,
So we don't go
like
by the
this, and so on.
candles low lah. We go by the areas like that.
The price section, the structure.
Faham.
Right. So that is the strategy. So now let's look at the market and see some examples of this. Look for some examples. So we'll start back at the the daily time frame. I'm just looking at this resistance here. So as we know, when price taps a resistance, we'll be looking for sells. Price taps a support, we'll be looking for buys. In this scenario here, I'm focusing on, let's look for a nice one. Yes, okay. So 10th of June. Today is 23rd. Oh yeah. This is on Tuesday last week. That's okay, we'll just focus on this. So I'm looking at this candle here. As we know, price taps resistance, we'll be looking for sell. So when we see price tapping an area of support or resistance, right? We straight away we go down to the hour 4 time frame. So the job of the daily time frame is, the duty of the daily time frame is to just give us an entry point, or an area where we try to look for trades, either for buys or the sells. So it doesn't really matter. So sometimes you don't really need to go to the to the daily as well. You can go down to the hour 4 straight away, because it's mostly the same thing. You just go to the hour 4 straight away. Right, so based on the hour 4 time frame, we understood that daily has been rejecting this resistance over here. So the moment I see a candle tapping that area, as an example, will be this one here, right? The moment I see candle tapping that area and closing bearish or even closing with a rejection and so on, that is showing me signs of rejection to the upside. That means there is a chance that we might reject this resistance. So keep in mind, we are also looking at the bigger picture here. We're not just focusing on one area, we're looking towards your left hand side and identifying any previous resistance or support at the same time. So based on this area, I see that we have a trend line as well. So ignore that price step over here, right? So this will be your potential support zone, but you also need to keep in mind of this line like this. So following that support, you can see that price step exactly at this trend line here. So that will be your take profit. Muhammad, just following with the channel of the trend line. So now let's go down to the 15-minute time frame and look at this as our entry point. Let me draw the line. Okay. Let's go down to the 15-minute time frame. All we need to look for is a double top or a bearish engulfing. In this case here, we need to look for a bearish engulfing.
That one.
Right. You can see price tap the resistance, close below the previous support. So once the candle close, you just execute straight away. But in this case, it's a perfect trade, a perfect setup. Stop loss was very small. So your final take profit will be at the low that we drew.
Hello.
Because welcome back. Welcome back. We are analyzing the sorry, what's it called? Swing trading setup.
All right.
Right. So Sumitra, you see, this is how we execute swing trades. Faham? Sumita, boleh dengar?
Boleh? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can, yes. I think earlier your line cut off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so any further questions so far?
Tak ada.
Okay. So now I want you to share your screen and just do a quick analysis for swing trade on, let's see. Give me a second, let me look for the charts. Excuse me. GBP USD, how for?
GBP. No, this
USD, how for?
is
Wanda.
this one, right? Oh, you want that? Okay, wait. Oh. But this one is going to the bearish direction now.
Use your trend lines and try to identify. I need you to look at the overall picture as well. You need to zoom out as far as you can go, and then identify the structure. Yeah.
Not as far means
Yeah, that's good enough.
like this.
Yep. Can we go down a little bit more? Just focus on the structure first.
Macam ni?
Yes, that'll be good. Right, so here I need you to identify the last higher high, higher low, and go with that.
Last higher high, higher low.
Right.
This one kan, the center one.
Correct. That's your last higher high and higher low.
Here, right?
Yes, correct.
Alamak, kejap. Sini.
This one and this one.
But
So remember, as long as we are bullish, we should just print higher highs and higher lows, right?
But this area like kind of broke the previous.
Yep. That's why your trend line has to be like this.
Okay, faham.
So now
Basically,
this line goes up towards this.
like this lah.
Right.
Okay.
Now go back to your low and then adjust it up a while. Right.
Maybe lines are long.
Yes. Higher highs and high. Right. So now based on this, what do you understand, Sumita?
We broke out of the trend line.
Right. So this is the first time that price started to print lower lows and lower highs. But there's a problem. We missed the first trade. Correct?
To take the lower this one, yeah.
Right. To execute a sell at the highest point, we missed it.
Mm-mm.
So now what do we have to do is basic price action. If we miss the first trade, we need to wait for a new
Wait for
lower
next
high.
one.
Correct. Wait for a new lower low, lower high to be formed. And then once price is over here, you go down to your 15-minute time frame and execute the sell.
Faham?
Paham? So I want you to zoom out and identify your take profit on the hour 4 time frame.
Take profit on the
Remember, this is a swing trade. We are executing on the hour 4 time frame. So if we are executing on the hour 4, that means the trade is based on the daily time frame. Right? The daily time frame will help you as well if you go up to the daily time frame.
oops, sorry. This is my daily.
Right. Zoom out, zoom out. Remember, when it comes to swing trading, you need to look at everything. Towards your left, the structure on the left, what is it doing? And so on. Zoom out lagi, tak cukup. Lagi. Lagi. Make everything small. Lagi to your left. Lagi. Right. Okay, now I want you to look to your left hand side and identify the overall weekly time frame as well, based on the daily.
Okay.
Weekly time frame based on the daily. So you can see what is happening there.
Yeah.
So now, based on the daily time frame, we understand that the weekly is potentially going to reject a resistance and dump back all the way towards this low here.
Oh,
Remember,
okay,
look at
okay.
what happened over there,
Yeah,
right? Lower lows, lower highs.
so it's like kind of here lah.
Correct. So because we are doing that, this is a potential early entry for us to get into the cells, and your take profit will be on this lows here.
My first take, I mean, if I were to take the close it, then it's here lah.
Close it will be at break even, go break even, and then somewhere in the middle of the area. Your first nearest daily support. Daily support means a support on the daily time frame.
Support on my daily time frame. Here lah kan?
Correct. First area, second area. So with swing trading, we'll have TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4, and so on. So that is how we mark our zones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Final take profit will always be at the support.
What is the lot size when you
Based on your stop loss.
Okay.
So you'll be executing on the 15-minute time frame. The stop loss, it depends on the range. So example, the 15-minute does something like this, right? Now you have a bigger range because you'll be executing at this low. Stop loss will be at the high. But example macam tadi punya, it was a perfect setup. Small candle and then terus jatuh bawah. Right? So we executed here 20 pips, 30 pips stop loss. But usually we won't be getting that precise entries. Sometimes price will play around first. So as an example, look at this here. Entry dekat sini, right? And then your stop loss will be at the high because that's your bullish engulfing candle.
Faham?
Faham? So let's go down to the 15-minute again.
Can't see much.
Yeah, this it's very, very blurry because the hour 4 is has not created a lower high yet.
Yeah.
Right, so this is the area of the hour 4 support currently, right?
Yeah.
So we need the whole price to leave the area, come back up, show us some sort of a rejection, and then we go in for the sell. But bear in mind, we are not executing at the all-time, at the highest one, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, your stop loss is going to be a little bit bigger. Actually, your stop loss has to be on this resistance.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, but then if you zoom out on the hour 4, it's very small actually. Make it shrink it down. Right. Your resistance should have been here.
Yeah.
Entry point some if you execute the casino. That is your stop loss. Because remember we are taking our trade based on the hour 4. So based on the hour 4, this is your resistance. It's 127 pips. 0.01, you get around $12 stop loss. Right? And now I want you to identify your take profit. And we calculate the range as well. Okay,
Yes.
just use this first. Right, so
But
remember
we
you
need
are,
to know the range where it's starting first, right?
yeah, it'll be somewhere around here because that's your support, right?
Yeah. So let's say from this
From there,
area.
yes, towards this, right? So you can see it's almost double the amount
Stop loss,
of your
yeah.
risk. So you put in $12, you get more than $12 times 2 or times 3. Just go with times 3. So that's we are playing with our risk and reward over here. We are not focusing on 10 pips, 20 pips. We are focusing on the structure and also the range of the market. So example, if you have a 1 to 2 trade, just go ahead with the trade. But in this scenario here, our final take profit is all the way at the downside. Can we extend this all the way to the downside? Towards the final take profit, like a weekly low through.
Oh, here.
Yeah, orange box. So you can see we are risking 100 pips and you get back a return 1,293 pips. That is if the trade works out 100%, but there will be downfalls in trading. Lower, low, low, high, lower, low, high. Tiba-tiba the flow will break this high and then it'll go back.
Continue back up.
Right. So you will get stopped out around maybe 500, 600 pips, half of the range, which is still more than enough because you only made 5% down. Right?
Yeah,
You risk
faham.
1% here, you made around 5% here. In total, maybe it's 10%. Even if you get half of it, you are done for the whole week. 1 week, 1%. Understand?
Faham?
Right. So I want you to come up with 5 pairs, just any random pairs. For the next 5 days, if you can, send me analysis based on swing trading. What are you looking for? What are you expecting to happen? And also, where are you going to execute as well?
Boleh.
I think it's very simple, very straightforward because it's basic price action and structure. That's it.
First, I draw the trend line.
We have to start with the daily always, remember? Look at the bigger picture first and then go down to the hour 4 and then start drawing in your trend line. But if you want, you can start with your daily time frame straight away. It'll be easier as well. You get the bigger picture all at once straight away.
So first I look at my daily, I draw my trend line, then I see whether it's respecting it or it's breaking. So if it's
Correct.
breaking, I look for the first highest point, means the
Correct.
resistance if it's breaking down lah. But if it's
Correct.
breaking towards the up, I look for the first support.
Correct.
If
But
I
always keep in mind, example, if your daily is price has pushed up, pushed down, pushed up, pushed down, right? And now you are sitting in the middle of an area, middle of a zone. So this doesn't mean that you cannot take any trades, right? Because if you go down to the hour 4, there will still be higher highs and higher lows, right?
faham?
So you can still execute, but you need to wait for the hour 4 to show you the structure. And your stop loss will always be at the low of the hour 4. Take profit, final TP atas terus. No matter where you execute, as long as you go in with the proper structure, following the structure, and your stop loss is below the low, and you already know that price is going to reject a certain resistance or support on the daily time frame, then you can go ahead and place your take profit dekat sana lah. Right?
Between daily and hour 4 lah.
Right, between daily and hour. So remember the 15-minute, you just need to wait for a double top, or you can also wait, just go in with the bearish or bullish engulfing straight away. Simple stuff.
Wait, the bearish and bullish engulfing is in 15-minute.
Only on the 15-minute, yes.
So wait, let me see if I identify properly or not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know lah. Let me try. I feel like, is it this area?
This one.
This one.
Right. So execute, and then your stop loss will be at the high of the candle. right? I
Mm.
see multiple bearish engulfing here. This
Yeah, I
one,
saw one more down.
this one,
Yeah.
this one, sini, banyak. And this here is a double top.
Faham?
Can we go
Mana?
down a little bit lower?
Oh,
Yeah,
here.
this one.
Yeah,
Sini.
it hit twice.
Right, the same area for 2 times. So your stop loss will always be higher than the area. And remember, it cannot be too close because this is swing trades. It's a hour for resistance or support. So your stop loss has to be at least 20 or 30 pips higher than the resistance. So example, if your stop loss is here, you need to tambah lagi 20 or 30 pips. Place it somewhere around there. This is the risk of executing the trade after you left the hour for resistance. So that's your highest point example. If you go with a continuation, that's the problem. The price might go back to the upside and then come back down.
Faham?
So that's why I would suggest you to execute ngam when the hover for is tapping a resistance
At the
or a support.
resistance or support.
Correct. Ngam tidak sama. And timing of entry, it doesn't really matter because we are not waiting for any volume here. We're just going with the structure of the market. Right? As long as we respect a resistance or a support, you go in for the sell, take profit on your nearest resistance or support. That's it. Very simple stuff.
Faham?
Continuation, lower low, lower high, higher highs, and higher lows. Right? Can we do another one, Sumita? Maybe let's see. USD JPY.
Is it this one? No. USD.
Yeah, no, this is USD JPY. Wanda.
Mana? Oh, I search lah. jap.
USD. Yeah.
USD JPY. Wanda. This one.
Yes. This one. So remember, start with the daily, hour for, and then the 15.
Okay. Just
I
start
need you
with-
to look at the overall picture, every single thing, all the candles, what is it doing, and so on. This is very straightforward.
But if I see this one, it is like a flat.
It's not flat. It's not flat. It's going up.
Yeah, it's going up, but very.
Yeah. This resist support is higher. Sorry, this support is lower than this support. That means we are printing higher highs and higher lows.
High lows.
One more thing. We just broke a daily structure over here. Resistance, higher highs and higher lows. We just broke that as well. So remember, this is a lower low, lower high structure. This is the first time we broke out of that. So what does that tell me is this might be a liquidity grab for us to push back higher later on to go and tap this resistance somewhere around here. Can you draw your resistance, Sumita? From this high towards this high?
Kejap,
You can see the...
Oops, kejap. Jap.
Right. So now we understand that this somewhere around here will be your take profit. Right? So now you just need to go down to the hour 4 time frame and wait for price to come back and tap this area. Where do we have a resistance? This is your resistance. So that is where I would like to see some sort of a rejection. This is a resistance. Draw your trend line as well, Sumita, on your hour 4. Based on this candles. Right, betul. Okay, right. So based on that, we can see the price left an area. So now I just need to identify my nearest resistance, which is this. Right, so I need price to come to that area, create some sort of a support, and then we go down to the 15-minute time frame, execute a sell, stop loss below the support, take profit all the way to the upside.
So this is where we wait for the
Correct.
engulfing bullish.
Correct. The retracement and then push back to the upside.
Faham?
Oh,
So
clear.
I'm waiting for something like, oh, this is bearish, right?
Right, that is bearish.
So bullishness.
Like this here, this one.
Faham?
Right? Either that or it'll be better if you see price holding an area, then tiba-tiba you see a strong bullish candle closing. That is a very, very good sign that we are pushing up.
Holding an area. Can't really see much here.
Yeah, it's a bit messy here. There, to your left. To your left. Left lagi.
This one,
this one.
Oh, okay.
Tiba-tiba ada one strong bullish candle closure. breaking all the resistance, all the support on the previous candles. So that is a sign that a lot of volume, bullish volume coming in. So stop loss below. But remember, this is a random area, just showing you the candle. But this here is a proper area where we will be looking for proper buys. Reason is because that's a powerful resistance support. Right?
We need to
so
wait
example,
for the structure, then it breaks with a strong bullish, then we go for it.
Correct. And another one thing is, it doesn't mean that immediately you go in for the buy. We need to see structure being taken up. That means if we are printing lower lows and lower highs, and your bullish candle is closed like this, not breaking any highs, that means we are still bearish. Right? So we need to see, example, lower low, lower high. We need to break this resistance, then give us a sign of bullish momentum. That is where you execute. Like in this case here, example will be let me see. Right here, sell, lower high, lower high. Right, let's break somewhere around here and then go up. We need to see a change of direction, a change of character within the 15-minute time frame. Only then we execute. So if that doesn't happen, usually if you don't see this happening, what will happen is you'll get a second trade, which is your double bottom. This is second rejection. Then you can execute it again, take it back to the upside. Paham? So the game of swing trading is, you just need to be patient for price to come to your area. If you see your setup, you execute. You don't see your setup, you don't execute. Right? So now we'll go into risk management of swing trading. Let me share my screen and then we can continue with that. So far, anyone else? Any further questions? Right. Zach, okay, Zach? Someone unmuted and then muted. Who was it? Right. Can you see my screen, everyone?
Yeah.
But right. So risk management on a 15-minute execution based on the hour and also the 30-minute time frame. So let's go with the exact same example, the earlier one. So as an example, I executed a trade and my stop loss is maybe 129 pips, right? Based on the hour time frame, 129 pips, and take profit is around 259. That's right. For this example, we just run it off to 1 to 2. So because we know that the 15 minutes where we'll be executing, there's a very high chance for the price to come down lower first and then flip back bullish. So let me draw that first. You might go back towards this low, come down, play around for a while, and then we might flip back bullish, right? So if you see a drawdown within your trade, example, your whole risk here is 1%, and you see the price stepping the 50% mark, exactly like the breakout trading, or you just close 80% or 20%, so that you don't lose more than you intend, right? And if the price goes in your favor, example, you put in 130 pips, you get your 130 pips at TP1. Right? TP1 is always 1 to 1. That means you put in 10 pips, you get back 10 pips. That is your TP1. In this case here, 130 pips. So you wait for the 130 pips to be tapped. Then what you do is you go break even. You bring your stop loss above the entry point, right? And after that onwards, if you have a daily structure, that means if you're targeting a daily high, every single time that the 15-minute prints a high and higher low, structure wise, not candle wise, right? Higher highs and higher lows, you bring your stop loss higher and higher and higher. Right? In this scenario here, it'll be like this, something like this. Higher and higher. Sampai dia kena your final take profit. And this, keep bear in mind, it will take 2, 3, 4, 5 days. You don't know. Right? Sometimes it might even take 2 weeks for you to tap your resistance. So as long as price is printing higher highs and higher lows, you're still fine, you're still safe. But the moment you see price breaking a structure, so as an example, let me draw that properly first. As an example, where is it? Right. Price printing higher highs and highs. Tiba-tiba, you see a double top being formed, and then we are breaking structure and printing lower lows and lower highs. What do we do in this scenario is we close maybe 80%, 50%, just in case. Right? Just in case, because you don't want to lose anything. Because now if the price goes back all the way to the downside, you won't make any money. Right? So don't want that to happen. You bring your stop loss at the support and you close maybe 80%, 50%. Reason why we close here is because we want to secure some profits now. And another thing that I like to do is, because we already know that the price is going up, right? Daily structure is pushing up. This might just be a temporary retracement before the hour 4 flips back bullish. Because we understand the structure, while we do that, you just wait for your 15 to come back and print a new higher high, higher low. Then you can re-enter or even add onto your entry point. Because now this trade is risk-free, yeah, correct? So what you can do is you can execute another trade and put your take profit at the same area. Stop loss will be at the below the support, not the overall support, current support, something like this.
So
Entry type
this
is exactly the
is
same, bullish engulfing.
this one is like the usual trade we take lah.
Correct. So you can add on to that trade and then you can hold your trades longer because you have this running, so you can add another position.
Do we treat this trade like the moment we 10 pips we go break even, or we just leave it like that? How does this work?
This one, because you already have a lot of profits floating here, right? So
Yeah.
even if you lose the trade, this trade, it doesn't matter. So you just let it go.
Okay.
Just let it go. But the same concept, like example, your stop loss is 60 pips. Once you see 60 pips, go break even and then let the trade go higher. So let me just show a quick example based on that trade idea. Okay. So resistance, support. I'm focusing on this channel that we have here. Right, looking at this channel here. So support we look for buys, resistance we look for sells. Focus on, I would say, this level here. Example, 15-minute time frame, we got a trade, a nice trade over there. Right, we re-execute the trade, and this is the highest point of the hour 4 candle. That is where we execute. Just as an example, your trade is running, your stop loss is above the high, around 70 pips. Take profit dekat bawah sini. As simple as that, right? That is your trade running. So if you missed out on the first trade, what you can do is wait for the 15 to print a proper structure. In this case here, we have a support over here. Wait for price to leave the area and then come back for a new retracement. Right? You can see we have another retracement over there. Price left the area, came back to create a new retracement, and then we have another bearish engulfing there. So I add another position. If you want, you can do this. Right? Add another position. Take profit will be exactly on the previous candle low. So as I said earlier, if you miss the first trade, it doesn't mean that you are done for the whole week, right? You can always go in and look for entry points. So example, second trade, you missed out as well. We have another support over here. Just look for the exact same thing. Price leave the area, come back for a retracement, another bearish engulfing there. So go in for the trade. But I wouldn't use that. It's not really that clean. This is better. This one, this entry point, bearish engulfing, and same story. The take profit is like exactly at the same area as well. So, but the difference will be that example here you execute on Tuesday, this is on Wednesday, and this is on Thursday, right? But the trade idea is exactly the same, just that you're executing on different days. Faham? But timing will be up and down. Like sometimes you get a trade at 8 o'clock at night time, sometimes in the morning, sometimes 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So it depends on on what the structure is doing or where the structure is sitting at. Faham? So what you need to do is every week, Monday, analyze maybe 4 to 5 pairs, and then monitor every pair every single day. So maybe after you come back from work, just sit around and see for 10 to 15 minutes. Is there any entry points, is price tapping any area, and so on. What I like to do is, if I'm looking, example, if I'm just looking at one pair on the hour 4 time frame. So let's see. Okay, we've got a resistance here, price breaking the high. Right, so now I already know the price wants to come back towards this. If I sit and wait in front of the screen, it'll take another 1-2 days. So what I do is I just click on this and then set an alert. So I will know when the candle is tapping the area, right? It's set an alert. So once the price taps the area, you already have an alert coming in. So that is when you go and look at the price, look at the candle, right? Decide, are you going to take a buy or are you going to execute or not? So my criteria will be that I need to see 2 hour 4 candle respecting this area. So that is my confirmation of hour 4 time frame. Okay, now I might decide to take a trade. So that is when I go down to the 15-minute time frame. I'm just showing you my thought process, right? So once I see 2 hour 4 candle closing strong bullish, then I go down to the 15, then I wait for the structure to be taken out. Just give me some sort of bullish engulfing or something. Then I go in for the trade. Simple as that. Macam tu saja. Any further questions, Sumita?
Tak ada.
So I think USD JPY you can monitor for the next few days. It's very straightforward. It might come back down for you to continue higher. So just keep that in mind on the USD JPY. So final take profit will be at the highs. Let me double check for a second. So resistance. Yeah, realistically, I would say this will be the take profit. Tap here, and then you can look for continuation sell back to the downside. Right. This is what I'm hoping to see in the next few days. Just based on the structure of the hour 4. Right, so you need to be able to anticipate as well what the price might do and big. So the reason why we might go back up is because we have rejected a daily low over here. Right, in order for us to go higher, we need to create higher highs and higher lows. And the reason why I drew it as coming back to the downside is because we are in a temporary downtrend channel here as well. So we might see some sort of a rejection within this area. So because we have some sort of rejection over there, so that will be my take profit. Very simple. Stop loss will be around 100-200 pips. Take profit is around 800 pips. So your trade will be 1 to 5. You risk 1%, you get back 5%. Simple as that. Right, I think that's about it for swing trading. Any further questions, anyone?
So far, no.
So far, no, right. So in that case, I think we can get back to Abang Navin for daily analysis on usual trading. Usual analysis. Navin, do 2 analysis and then Zach 2 analysis. And then we can just head off because I don't think there'll be any entries tonight. Navin, boleh? Is he muted? What is he doing? Gold digger. Yeah, he's here. Why is he not talking? me a second. Let me message you. Uncle Ambrose, any further questions, Uncle? Okay.
So far, okay lah. Just have to try out and see.
Yeah. It's basically just waiting on the price to come to you.
15 minutes time frame is the last, huh? You cannot go lower than that.
No. 15 minutes where we execute the trade. That's it.
So we are mostly
Big.
using the hour 4 and the 15 minutes chart.
15 minutes just for entry point. So
Entry
we're
point,
focusing more on the hour 4 on structure
Ah.
and daily on structure as well. Resistance, support, rejection, and so
Yeah.
on. I think Navin slept off. We
Hey, what
can
happened?
continue. Don't know, it's not replying as well. Zach, let's go with two analysis on gold and GBP, JPY. Is it possible? Zach is also not responding.
Oh, sorry. I
Oh,
was sorry.
no worries, man.
Did just in case.
Right, clear all the charts and let's go with an analysis set for gold and then GBP, JPY.
So the daily is bearish.
The candle looks like a bullish, but then it's bearish.
It technically is supposed to be
Yeah, because there was a gap in the market. It skipped an area and we just shoot up. That's why. But I would say because we have been rejecting the support for quite a long time, so this might be a liquidity grab. So it's to flip back to the upside tonight as well. And technically, that's a support over there. This is your previous support. Higher high, higher low on the daily time frame. I would say we are still quite bullish.
this is quite I was gonna say it's also quite bullish because
Even though the candle is bearish, I'm still hoping for the buys to come in. Right. Let's go to the hour for a sec and see the behavior of the candles. Can you give me your trade idea on the hour?
Trade idea is, well, I would have took it on the break here, but
yeah, missed it.
we missed it. So for our plans, it would be buys. So looking for
Right.
the buys on the breaks. And
I see a resistance over here. This we could use this as a wick fill entry to the upside. A range for us to fill in here. So candle is going to close in the next 18 minutes. If you have a bottom wick and flip back to the upside, breaking this high, that would be a very good buy back to the up towards this resistance. So technically the daily is bullish. However, it's potentially going to be bullish, but I need the candle to close first. You have another 18 minutes to go.
yep. So they would have been going up here, but well.
So let's go down to the 30 and look at a no trading zone. Yeah, as we said, it's the support. Take profit. Quite straightforward.
Technically, this is no trading zone.
Yeah. I would use this as a wick fill entry also because it's quite a long bottom wick there. Correct. That's all. I mean, you can get your first 10 pips and then let the trade go on. That bottom wick alone is around, I would say it's around 40 pips, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, actually pretty right on the money.
Yep. If you start exactly from here towards this, should be around 14.
Oh, why is it? Yeah.
So that is way more than enough. You just get a quick big fill over there, get your 10 pips, go break even, and then just let the trade go down the road. Simple as that. For the resistance, I will use this high, and this will be my take profit for the buys.
Would have been a pretty good take profit, but
yeah, I mean, we missed the trade here. It's a very good trade, actually.
Yeah, it would have been a bit as okay with analysis day.
at 9 o'clock. I mean, it's a little bit messy as well at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, Monday is super scary because
Right.
why only yesterday was it? Could have declared, and today they just declared, Iran just declared they're gonna close the strait.
That's what they say, lah.
That's
We
what they
don't know
say,
what's there. These
But if
people are very,
they,
very spontaneous, Iran.
if they actually decide to mine the strait, oh, this is gonna just shoot like it's just gonna go up here.
Yep, yep. I'm still expecting gold to just fly up because of the US involvement in the war as well.
The moment I saw US go in, I was like, bro, go is gonna just
It's gonna spike up 4,000 for this year, at least.
at least, yeah, probably 4,000.
15 minutes to go. Canada is gonna close.
Oh,
in the
look at
next
that
15.
jump!
Yeah,
What the
volume starting. Yeah, I think tomorrow it should be a good day for us. The volume is starting to kick in. Right, next pair will be GBP JPY. That will be the last pair for tonight. No more trading for tonight, Zach. We'll get back to you tomorrow.
All right.
Just let the day settle down first for today.
Something like, no, actually go daily first. It's a, wow.
Look to your left if they have any resistance being tapped. Yeah, we just rejected this high over there. There might be a problem. We might reject and go down first, and then flip back bullish.
And then
Even though it's bullish, so plan A buys, plan B will be sells.
it's probably like this. Then come
Right, we need
down,
to come down first,
and then come down.
and then we look for the continuation buys.
Then just go up. So I would say it's bullish, but for the
Yep.
if we actually wanted to go for something, we probably would be going for
we need to look for the sells first
sells.
before going back up. I would say the Hover Force is potentially creating a resistance as well before flipping.
I think so. Yep.
Yeah, we just created a
We
resistance.
just
So this,
dropped.
if you break above this resistance, that'll be a good continuation. We just created a high and a low as well over here.
Yeah, low and a high. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so
I mean, structure-wise, yes, it's an uptrend, but we need more confirmation of the 30-minute time frame. For now, we don't have much information, so we need to go down to your 30-minute time frame and identify if we have a support or a resistance and break the high or the low for the continuation. Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. That's your resistance, that's your support. Because we missed the first trade, no choice. You have to wait for the breakup and then the continuation. Right.
so yeah, just continue just waiting.
Yeah,
So this technically no
yeah, no
trading
trading zone. Yep. Wait for the break above or below for the sells or even the buys. But remember, the sells is temporary, so half the risk. Right? Our main focus is still looking for the buys. So your buys will be the full risk buys. Right? Sumita, can we do 2 pairs and then we can head off?
Okay.
Usual analysis. Zach, just another reminder, no more trading because it'll be very, very dangerous.
Which pair?
Let's go with.
Actually, can I go? I have something.
Yeah, no worries, man. It's all uploaded on YouTube as well. You can just rewatch later on.
Thank you, man.
Take care, man.
Right. Take care.
I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
See ya.
All right. Sumita, AUD CHF and AUD USD. Yep, AUD CHF. CHF,
Okay.
CHF.
Oh, CHF first.
Yep, CHF. All right, let's go with the daily time frame down to the hour 4 and then the 30-minute time. Yeah, everything is very messy.
Yeah.
Too messy.
Wait, let me just see something. This is a support area, right?
Yep.
It's still respecting
Yeah,
support
technically
area.
lower high.
Yeah. So I just want to see that.
Yep. One more thing, this would have been a very good swing trade for your entry point. What's your bias, Sumita?
Bearish.
Right. But we have a problem on the hour 4.
Yeah.
We might go back up first and then come
Then
back down.
come down, yeah. It's okay. We can look for temporary buys lah.
Correct.
If it creates a support and then the next one breaks the support.
Yes.
Okay, higher high, higher low in 30 minutes or so. Sorry. Lower high, lower low in 30 minutes. This is the area.
But we have a clean range over here as well, so you can utilize that as your temporary buys as well. Yeah, good enough. AUD CHF 10 pips is good enough.
Then for sales, I don't know. Here got one small
Wick fill and then continuation sell.
3 pips.
Boleh lah, because all you need is 10 pips. So you use that as your wick fill and then go down lower.
Faham?
And also direction is bearish as well, so you're going with the direction of the market. You take a sell.
Yeah.
Plan B sells will be somewhere around here.
Tap here and
If you
drop down.
Yep. Entry point somewhere around here. That will be lower high continuation.
Faham?
Next pair is what was it?
USD.
Okay, almost the same, exactly the same.
Yeah.
Go with catch if you want.
Catch if you why. Oh, okay.
Start with the daily. Yeah, this is.
Wait, let me just clear everything. I think it broke the.
Yeah, we just broke a resistance.
Yeah, it's around here, right?
Correct. We just focus on this resistance.
Anyway, my focus is today's candle. Bullish candle. So direction is bullish. We're looking for buys.
Right. But I see rejections over here. So
Yeah.
we might be bearish for now, temporarily. Right. Alpha just close bearish.
Yeah. Well, just see. 30 minutes.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is very nice. Let's see. Can we go down to the 15? Will be better. Right. You can see resistance there. Clean range back to the upside. So wick fill and then let the price go higher. Because direction is bullish. So we just utilize the structure. So I like to see a closure below this. So for the sells, I need to see the 30-minute closing below. I'm not going to go with the 15. At 30 minutes to close below and then continue. Yes. I think this is the exact same mistake that you did in the earlier trade, right? But then in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So yeah, wait for the closure 30 bawah baru masuk sell.
Boleh.
So notice why we are looking for sell here is because we will be breaking a strong support area. Right. But the buy is okay because we are going with the direction. Of the market. So one is a safe trade, the other one is a risky trade. Simple as that. Right. So I think that's about it for tonight. Any further questions, anyone?
Tak ada.
Right. In that case, I think we can head off and we'll get back to trading tomorrow onwards.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Sumita, remember I need you to send me at least 5 analysis by maybe 2 days. Can?
Can. I don't know if continuously 2 days can, but I might selang sehari like that lah.
Yeah, can. No worries.
Okay.
No. I mean 5 setup 1 day and then that's it. After that, we just monitor.
Okay, boleh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay,
take care,
guys.
everyone. I see you guys
Okay.
tomorrow for London and also New York session.
Okay.
Bye,
good night.
everyone.
Good night.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good sleep.